look what happened to me today. We're having a good day today, we are. After a solo contest mode boss clear, we got a grey block of goodness. Oh my goodness, look at how good it is. I actually like that it's like this, because it's kind of a unique weapon. So we got this from a solo boss mode contest clear on Prophecy on one of the bosses. Let's explain what happened. As Act 2 launched, Act 3 launched with it, and you could launch contest dungeons. So you know what, I'm going to immediately go into that Prophecy. Went into Prophecy, you can see I've still got CP, still got a checkpoint, lads. I'll tell you what, I'll sell that on eBay for about $2,000. But look, still got CP. I decided to back out the dungeon because it wasn't fair. I got to the cube room and I was like, other people can't do this. So I backed out a cube room Prophecy contest. That's how far I got into my solo. But as a result, I got a weapon that is a grey cube of goodness. Right, let's just load up Nessus. Let's load up a planet. Let's go and see what it looks like, this grey weapon. Let's read its origin trait. There'll be footage of the boss and me getting the weapon as well. Solo, totally solo as well. So gravity well. Reloading this weapon automatically gathers nearby ammo. What the radius is on that, I'm not 100%. But I'm not going to test that in this video. I'm just going to show you the gun model, because I think that's actually rather important. Show you the gun model, and then I'll show you my build that I use, which I didn't... By the way, I did not have time to set up my Prismatic Titan at all today, because it was reset. Things was flying. Act 3 launched with Act 2. I didn't have time. Look at this. Look at this. This is fantastic. Look at this grey block. It is a block of cheese, this. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you it. There you go. I'm not going into the origin trait, as it's pretty straightforward. We'll just need to know the radius of the origin trait, which I'll have to test that, which I don't know at the time in making of this video. Alright, so when I done my solo contest boss clear, I went with Risk Runner because Arc Scions. I went with this little... Stasis Heavy GL, which actually had the wrong trait on it. I should have had Vorpal on it or whatever, because One for All is just not that good on any boss other than Rhinox. But I recognise the strength of heavy wave frames against the Centurion boss of Prophecy, because his shield is massive now with Envious Assassin. So I went with that. I went with the Chill Clip Sidearm and Wrist Runner. I didn't have a lot of time to make decisions, so don't judge me too heavily. Also, I didn't have a time to distribute stats, so I had to work with 79 strength. Sometimes in the game, you've got to work with stats that you haven't got quite right. Destiny Item Manager wasn't working at the time. I couldn't transfer gear. I was scrambling for sets. I didn't have a loadout save for Prismatic Titan because I've been playing damn bulk charge for so long. We used the exotic class item, Invis plus Symphoceps, Consecration, Prismatic Slam. Here's the stuff on screen. Not everything was right. I didn't even have time to optimize the build, but what I did know is Glacial Quake melts the boss. Even if it's on contest, it melts him. We went Tower and Barricade. Actually very useful. Obviously Frenzy Blade. Glacier Grain was useful as well. Consecration Knockout. I had Fragments. Let's see what I had on. I don't even know what I had on. Facet of Balance. Courage. Courage didn't need to be on, did it really? I mean, I suppose it buffs my Consecration Slam. Facet of Protection, Facet of Dawn for Radiant, and Facet of Ruin's a big one. Pairing that with what we had on, honestly, Double Void Resist was so damn clutch in this. The Knights are horrendous on contest mode Prophecy. They are horrendous. We then surge swapped, to triple stasis weapon surge. It didn't matter though, the surges. What mattered was a damn Symphoceps, normal Symphoceps with Glacial Quake, because remember, class item Symphoceps does not buff Glacial Quake, but standard Symphoceps does. Now, I probably could have ran Tractor and probably done a bit better in the run, but I was like, survivability, because the Knights hit that hard in this run. They really do. Invis was a massive clutch for me, huge clutch in terms of dunking the relics, and they done a major mechanic change to the first Prophecy contest boss, which you're going to be seeing coming up. Yeah, it was kind of hype. I ended up getting this weapon. I was like, I had the instance saved. I'm gonna solo it. I'm gonna solo it. That is it. That's all. So you Americans, you just need to catch up. You need to get that word per minute up. You need to get a little bit of potassium in your diet. Maybe a couple of bananas. Maybe I don't know, a bit of iron, a bit of spinach in your diet would have maybe helped your solo contest today. That was the build information. Here's the footage. So here we go. You're going to see me launch Prophecy as the contest difficulty. As you can see, I'm launching it now. Here we go. So you can see that it was contest. Although I will show my ghost out to show you that it was contest when we get to the first boss. I'm going to show you the start bit just to show you the start, because they have made a massive change to night behavior in Prophecy in particular, because I am a Prophecy expert on ad AI and overall ad direction and how aggressive they are on you, and they have turned the aggression on nights to 11 in this. It's incredible how easy you can die to nights. Now this is just fresh, me loading the loading the dungeon, thinking, you know, what's this about? So at this footage I wasn't understanding, is there going to be champs? Is there going to be intrinsic mechanic change to the starting section? So that's what I was looking to find out. So this start bit's just showing you the entrance. So, you know, we know with Prophecy you need to get the 5 modes of dark and light. I always start with dark in this particular case. I'm using trace rifles just because obviously there's been some trace rifle mods added, so I ended up using that. I foresee Microcosm being very useful. It was already very useful, so let's not make no mistake about it. Microcosm has already been very useful. It's going to be even more useful now. Look, so basically the same on this start section, just that we need to melt down the nights, dark and light. But I am notice how hard I'm getting hit in this, alright? Now I believe it's capped at 1965 power or something, right? That's what it is. So yeah, we was just on Arc Titan just for this bit, just because I didn't know what I was expecting. I could have easily been on Prismatic Titan and that would have been fine either way. But yeah, I'm just showing you the night behavior. Look at how hard they're hitting. They do void damage specifically. They do the solar flame, which has always been dangerous, but not as dangerous now as the void that they do. The void blast gun that they do is absolutely deadly. It really is. If you have not got amplified up, you're getting 2-tapped off these nights. It's absolutely crazy. So in this room we go for dark. That is exactly what I'm doing here, look. We're jolting them with this new trace rifle from Guardian Games that I got. This is actually going to be better than the Iron Banner one, and I'll tell you why, because it's got Classy Contender. Classy Contender is a fantastic origin trait, because it gives class ability energy. And what do Arc Titans want? More class ability energy. A lot of builds nowadays actually want more class ability energy. We're starting to lean to that. So keep an eye on some of the Guardian Game weapons is what I'm saying. Look at the Microcosm, we're just melting the nights. It's very good actually in actual fact for this. It would actually be very good for this start, especially on contests. Just being able to beam a night down as quickly as you can is very valuable. I would expect it's probably best. It's really good on bosses as well. But obviously on my solo, yes, this is all solo. I did not run Microcosm on the solo, as I said at the start of the video, for reasons because we're on contest. Wrist Runner goes on because you get resistance to arc damage. All right. And Chill Clip Sidearm was really good on the nights, controlling the nights. And the Stasis Heavy Wainframe GL was actually really good for DPS and just overall utility. Here's the main change. Look at where you need to dunk. Toland will tell you the first dunk. Okay? Now, if you dunk other than where Toland is, you wipe. That is the main mechanic. I'll repeat it again. On the first dunk, you must dunk where Toland is. In my case, look, he's in the dark. It's hard to... There you see him? There he is. After the first dunk, Toland goes away and you can dunk dark or light. But Toland will decide the first dunk for you. That is the major mechanic change to this first contest mode fight. Very difficult fight solo because this arena is very small and you need absolute... best in slot map rotation. You need really good map awareness because it's that small. You really need to know every nook and cranny. You need to be good at what you do. Look at this prox ward saving my life with invis on the class item. This is why I went Prismatic Titan. Because I was like, you know what? I know Arc Titan's going to struggle a little bit. Not for DPS, but he's going to struggle a little bit with the ad control, whereas Prismatic Titan won't. So we're using Wrist Runner to its full benefit. We're playing a little bit more passive, but we will absolutely melee when we need to and go invis. It's important that I have 5 motes for an invis dunk. Look, I need to be invis as I dunk. If I don't, 3 knights hitting me in mid will kill me. Absolutely. This is a lot more difficult than regular. I had to think, like, at reset I was really tired. I was tired because the game had been extended downtime 2 hours, so I was already sleepy. Alright, I was knackered. I maybe needed a couple. Maybe needed a bit more potassium in my diet, a couple of bananas. That's what sorted it. Once I had that, boom, switch on a Prismatic Titan Invis Sympho build, then we can start to cook. Alright, so we also need to strategize our melees as best as possible. I bet you can probably solo one phase this boss on contest. I didn't have the time to optimize it because I was frightened I was going to get kicked from the instance. Because they'd already disabled it. I was still in here when they disabled it. Yeah? So I was like, yeah, let's not take too much advantage. Bungie might ban me for it. So I was like, yeah, let me get my little solo on here. Let me just explore a little bit. Let's get to the cube room and then leave. Because I don't want to get banned for it. I don't fancy it. But just look at what we're doing with Chill Clip. And Wrist Runner is obviously doing really good as well. The surges did not matter in this really. What mattered was a very good Glacial Quake with Symphoceps equipped. The 8 normal Symphos. We needed that damage. It was required. If I had the class item on with Symphos, it wouldn't have been enough damage with the Glacial Quake. It would have lacked a lot of damage. I needed to solo 2 phase. I realised that. I know that I could probably set up for a solo 1 phase, but the time taken to set up for that would mean that I would probably lose the instance by then. So I banked on a solo 2 phase. Are we understanding the train of thought? Banking on a 2 phase, but what I was noticing that I need a Transcendence to be popped after first phase of damage is done. So take note that I'm actually going to save my Transcendence after phase 1 because the Knights are super aggro. They're unbelievable. Their aggravation just goes up to 11 on phase 2. It's even worse. So look at how good the Invis finisher was doing for me for this. It really was. Without that, I would have really struggled to solo this. You know, I would have really. We're doing our Surge swap, which also includes a swap to Symphoceps regular. Get our dunk. Knights will despawn. Boom, Hydroid, heavy GL goes in. Decent damage on contest. Look at how good it is. Look at how big his shield is. I commented 2 weeks ago about the buff to phalanxes. This boss has been buffed. Look at how big his shield is. But look at Hydroid being able to shoot his toes. We're doing toe DPS. Then we'll do a couple of slams and then we super. I thought I wasn't going to get my super in time, but I did. I also didn't optimize damage fully because I could have done Radiant, then Hydroid damage, but it didn't really matter because I was banking on a solo 2 phase anyway. So look at the chunk damage with Glacial Quake. Alright, we get knocked off map. Look at this. Look at this, man. Joining Allies saves us on the solo contest before day 1, you know, before we should be even doing it. Look at the Joining Allies. That was fantastic saves. We pop a Transcendence immediately because that's phase 1 damage done. And I've done a half HP, but I could have done well more than a half HP. So I know that I'm good for phase 2, but I need to clean up damage. I need to clean up ads, sorry. The goblins need to die, so I need a Transcendence to be popped to ensure that we get control of this damn room. Remember, Silence spawn after each relic dunk, so you can really control it, alright? And, you know, sort of control it that way. Not only that, you need to be busy looking at what next Toland wants you to dunk. If you dunk the wrong orb, look, Toland is on dark. See? Boom. Get it dunked on dark. Them knights need to be checked. Look at the damage. Look at my health. This is really tough on these knights. It really is. That's double void resist and concussive. I couldn't believe the amount of damage that they're doing. So now we need to strategize a little bit because the room's starting to get out of control, but we've got 3 melee consecration slams, which I'm teeing myself up. There we go. Get a good consecration slam off there. I'm looking for light. Light's the more difficult one. If I ever pop a transcendence or I've got plenty of melees, I'll go for light. Whereas dark is more difficult on a consecration titan, because if that knight is not in the dark, it's a little bit difficult. I think Witherhoard would have done good things for me in here, but I couldn't swap to Witherhoard. I couldn't swap to Witherhoard or with Anarchy because Destiny Item Manager was down and I did not want to go to Orbit. So I didn't have that option. I luckily had Wrist Runner on me, right, to quickly equip to, and luckily I had Hydroid, the Stasis GL on me as well. I was actually quite lucky that I had that, because if I hadn't, I would have had to sort of scramble a little bit, like what am I going to do for utility? There's different ways that we could go about it. This is not the only way, of course it's not. I'm just showing you my contest solo mode boss kill before it is contest, as in before it comes out. So we got our 5 dark motes here, and we also strategize on dunks. We want to get a top dunk last. Look at what I'm doing here. Dark is bottom. That's a stressful dunk. So get that dunk. Don't use a bottom dunk as your last dunk, because a tower provides survivability. Okay, that and it allows a surge swap. It allows a not swap or hot swap. All right, without being hit. Okay, if you're on PS4, God help you, but that's what I'm saying. I'm strategizing my dunk. Always leave a top dunk till last. Now, I don't know if double dunk works. I don't know. Why are you asking me? I'm showing you my clear. Just let's focus on the clear. I don't know if double dunk works or not. It probably does, but they might have looked at it. I don't know. All right, so surge swap. Look at the damage we get off the knight. Get our dunk. That's why we use top tower. Then we'll do Hydroid damage. Spam, spam, spam. We're going to pop a tower and barricade when the boss gets closer, like that. Look. Now, it wasn't the best super that I used here because the boss got too close, I guess. And I wasn't patient enough with my super. See, what you need to realize with Glacial Quake is you need to be further back to get more damage, more chunk damage. But what I did realize in the back of my mind is that I have a Transcendence to pop. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So, boom. Transcendence. We're going to pop it in a minute. The slams are doing massive damage for us. I bet with Tractor Cannon you can solo one phase on contest. I would absolutely probably guarantee that. But I can't go back and test that. So there we go. Look. We get the solo contest clear on this boss, not the full contest, just for the phalanx. Before you say, well, this isn't a solo contest clear. You didn't get to Kel Echo. I know I didn't, because I thought, it'd be better if I just leave, because they might ban me for this. Not that they will now, but I'm just saying, if I take what's known as take the piss and stay in this instance, I don't think it's good. But at least I've showed you. Look at this. Here's your grey weapon of goodness, grey cheese of block, whatever it is. That was a solo contest clear of the phalanx from Prophecy. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.